Hey everyone, in this video we'll discuss the video games I'm looking forward to the most. Some releases are for the end of this year, but most will be released sometime in 2018, and unlike last year's video, I'll actually try and keep this organized by grouping each system together. All games in this video are for the Nintendo Switch, Sony PlayStation 4, or PC. Why those systems? Because that's what I own. I also have a Vita and 3DS. Right now, there isn't anything that's catching my attention there. Before we begin, tell me what games you're looking forward to, whatever the system. There are tons of good games I'm not aware of, I'm sure, and I'd love to hear what everyone else is excited about. Let's get started with the Nintendo Switch because I recently got one for myself. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I very briefly played the first game on the Wii. It was very fun, but I never found the time to actually finish it. I really liked the open world environment and it had a great atmosphere about it. Even though the second game is a sequel, I'm sure it'll be fine to play even without having finished the first one. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 looks pretty amazing, with a lot of different environments to explore, and I'm always up for games that provide a sense of discovery, and the trailers at least seem to emit that sort of vibe. Like the first game, everything takes place on top of giant titans, which is a pretty crazy idea. I like how the environment and wildlife is different depending on the time of day, and it looks like there are many dynamic things like that in the game. Battle mechanics seem fairly deep and complex. I'm a bit stupid when it comes to stuff like that, but I enjoy these sort of games nonetheless. It comes out on December 1st and I'll be picking this up when it does. I'm even considering doing a playthrough of this game here on YouTube, so we'll see if that's a thing I'll do or not. Project Octopath Traveler. Here's another JRPG, but this one goes about things a little differently. As you can tell, it's very much inspired by 16-bit JRPGs from the 90s. I'm a huge fan of 16-bit graphics. It's just enough detail to make things out, but at the same time you can use your imagination to fill in any missing gaps. It plays like a traditional JRPG, so it's turn-based. The name of the game is just a working title at the moment, but as the name suggests, there are 8 different stories to choose from. You can actually try it out if you want. There's a demo in the eShop. You can try out the beginnings of 2 different storylines. I noticed both of them start with the characters waking up from a dream/flashback. Not sure if that's the same with the other 6, but it might be foreshadowing that these 8 paths might intersect later in the story, maybe? Who knows? There's no definite release date other than sometime next year, but I'm looking forward to its release, and I can't wait to see more. Pokemon Switch. It's been confirmed some sort of Pokemon game is being developed for the Switch, and that's pretty much the only info there is. I'm curious to see what they'll do. I really hope it's going to be a mainline game, and not something like Pokken Tournament or another Pokemon Stadium-like thing. Supposedly, the earliest we'll see this game come out would be at the end of 2018, which most likely really means 2019, so we'll see how that goes, I guess. Now we'll be talking about PS4 games, which there's only one of. I noticed there are less and less games I'm interested in each year for this console. Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption is one of my favorite games ever, and I'm happy to hear that it's getting a sequel. The graphics look pretty awesome. Not sure how different gameplay is going to be, but how much different could it possibly be? I do hope they'll fix the clumsy walking and horse physics, as well as the over-enthusiastic auto-aim feature of the first Red Dead Redemption. This game is supposed to come out during the second quarter of 2018 for Xbox One and PS4. Hopefully there will be a PC version of it in the future. Also, nice naming convention, Rockstar. Is the 4th entry of the series going to be called Red Dead Revolver 1? Next up, we have PC games. As you can tell by the name of my YouTube channel, the PC is my preferred platform. I need to talk about Okami whenever possible, so here it is yet again in another video. I have the original PS2 version and the PS3 remake, but I just like the idea of being able to play this game on the PC. I really hope there isn't going to be some sort of 30 FPS lock or some nonsense like that. It's going to be interesting to see how they'll implement keyboard and mouse controls, but if all else fails, there's always the controller to fall back on. It's also coming out on PS4 and Xbox One, which is great because the more people play this game, the better. Apparently someone at Capcom agrees with me since this game can be had on 6 different systems once it comes out on December 12th. Cyberdimension Neptunia 4 Goddesses Online. This game is already out on the PlayStation 4 and I really like the direction the series is heading with this game. The problem is that the game suffers from many bugs and performance issues. There really is no excuse for this game to not run at 60 FPS consistently, and my hope is that all of these problems will be rectified once the PC version is released sometime early 2018. Something I would like to have as well would be optimized keyboard and mouse controls. It's supposed to be a mock MMO, so I don't see why we shouldn't get to use the number keys to activate skills, but I doubt that'll happen. It'll probably botch the keyboard and mouse controls like they do in every Neptunia game, so my bet is that the controller will remain the best way to play the game, even though the controller is usually never the best way to game. Age of Empires Definitive Edition. The original Age of Empires is one of the best and most well-known real-time strategy games, and it's been a big part of my childhood. A remake called the Definitive Edition will come out sometime early 2018. It looks great from what I can tell, but it looks like it won't run on Windows 7, which seems a bit like an artificial system requirement. Thanks, Microsoft. I don't really want to install a new operating system for one game, so I'll most likely end up getting Age of Empires when I get around to building a replacement gaming computer, which will probably be in a few years from now. So yeah. Make that 2 games actually, because Age of Empires 4 is on the horizon as well. The trailer doesn't show any gameplay, no word on a release date either, but I'm hoping that the game will feel more like the first or the second one. Age of Empires 3 was pretty fun and looks great, but it comes across as a watered down and simplified version of the earlier games. Not bad if you paid $1 for it like I did, I guess. And that's it for the list. Hopefully you found this at least somewhat interesting. As I said in the beginning, let me know what games you're looking forward to. I'm always interested to read about what games you guys are interested in. And just a quick update, I've been considering making a streaming schedule where I stream around 3 times a week maybe. I like the idea of having one day of the week dedicated to a niche Japanese game, another one for something more mainstream, and then another day where I just stream whatever I'm in the mood for, really. Sounds like a good way to add some variety, I guess. I still have to plan it out, so no details yet on times of day or what days I'll be streaming. That's all yet to be determined. But thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you again in the next video.